It is hot as the dickens out there, and I'm kicking stuff over. Whew, man, I'm sitting around in my underwear. It's too hot for pants. That's TMI, isn't it? You know what's really refreshing on a balmy North Kakalaki morning? Hot coffee. Welcome back to Orthodox Review, the most uneducated educational program here on the internet today. I'm your host, the guy with 1.5 thumbs, Raphael, and I am so very grateful and happy for you all today. First and foremost, massive thanks to not only my Patreons, but those of you that have answered the call, so to speak. This past month has been a rough one financially, and I asked, and in God's mercy, you all came out of the woodwork and helped me out, and I am over the moon grateful. I think I might have sent a few of you messages even saying that you are actually saints. You are. So thank you so much. That being said, Patreon is a great way to support the channel. Instead of, me begging for money and people sending way too much. Not that I'll ever say no, but I mean, some of you are really generous, and I really appreciate it, but, it's... Anywho, so that's a thing. Also, our Discord server is just cozy. It's just cozy. It's a vibe. Go check it out. All these links are below. And, we've got a few more reviews coming up in the next few weeks, but I gotta space them out because as we draw near to the end of summer, not as many publications happening, although we are expecting the Stainttons Psalter, Pocket Psalter. They said probably by the end of the year, which means it'll probably be a couple of years. Gosh. But, here's to hoping. So, I posted a couple of weeks ago, we're going to do an AMA. We're coming up on our 6-year anniversary. It's time that I started engaging with that, so we're gonna go into the phone here, and we're there. I got 15 comments on the AMA post, so that makes it easy. The first one is from Gerard, who comments on literally everything I do. God bless him, but it's not even a question. But I appreciate the comment. So let's see. Michael Lilly. Or Michelle Lilly, I don't know, 2550. When crafting a prayer book, how much of the book do you use, and for how long? For those prayer books you are comfortable using for prayers, that is. Also, how do your reviews impact your own prayer rule? Good question. The one attempt I made at crafting a prayer book, which is still kind of being worked on, has been an epic failure because I can't organize things like that. I feel bad asking people to do things. That would be the Psalter of the Mother of God. Now, the reviews that I do, how do they impact my prayer rule? It depends on the book. Sometimes I will come upon a prayer book that has a unique prayer in it that maybe I've forgotten about or is singular to that edition that I will want to add to my prayer rule. And also, I'm one of those people that I constantly have to be, poked with a pointed stick. So part of my obsession with collecting prayer books is that every time I get a new one, it just inspires me to pray. All right, DMan 412. Should Orthodox play D&D or video games, or where is the line? Also, fantastic question. Because I don't really play video games anymore. I have a Switch Lite that I've got preloaded with a whole bunch of old Castlevania games because that's kind of my, where I'm at. I do play D&D. I've got a group of, there's 7 of us all together from my parish that we play D&D. That's a really contentious sort of question because there are some people like, oh, it's evil, it's satanic, it's blah 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 blah, and then there's people that have actually read the rule book and be like, this is Nothing. It's a game. It's a strategy game. It's a teamwork strategy game. You get yourself a handful of dice and maybe some lava rock. You toss it around, and you know, it's, yeah. I don't see a problem with it. A game like that is only as evil as you want it to be. All right. Also, DMan asks, what book in a set is the best to get started with? I'm not entirely certain what you mean, sir. Let's see, Chat Noir. Chat Noir has been a faithful and loyal supporter of the show since the beginning, really. Every time I see his name pop up, I smile, because I love that after all these years I've made such wonderful acquaintances, and you know, it really helps with that sense of community. I know that you are fully Orthodox, but charitably speaking, what's your favorite thing about the Catholic Church? I'd say the aesthetics. Yeah, I find it aesthetically pleasing. The story behind the thumb, DMan again. DMan is like half of these questions. The story behind the thumb. The quick story is back in 2011, 2012, somewhere around there. Yeah, 2011. I was helping move a stove through an outdoor staircase. It was dropped on me. It tore my thumb off, and good times ensued. He also asked why I spent a year at Stainttons. I corrected him. It was Hermitage of the Holy Cross. I didn't spend years there. I was there for my longest stay was a total of 5 months. I was a candidate. I was going to try to be a monk, and it didn't work out, and now you're stuck with me. Bobby King, I would really love to hear your full conversion story. I was recently baptized and chrismated, and I love hearing how others came to the faith. God bless you always, brother. I've covered that actually in a few other videos, so I'm not going to make this video like a mile long giving you the whole story, but I was preparing for the priesthood in the Episcopal Church, and to their detriment and my gain, they decided to start teaching history. And once you start studying history and theology, orthodoxy is the only logical and true choice. Heard anything? Oh, sorry. Henry Favlla says, and he's another one that's been around on the channel for a while. He's got a great PFP. Heard anything about the plans for the New Rome Press, LES, and EOB? Any dates? Don't have any dates yet, but Father Michael is just working his little hooves off on that one. And if you follow them on Instagram, they give updates. There's a lot of mock-ups of page layouts and stuff, and the reason their stuff takes forever is because they are meticulous, and it's always worth it. TJ2000X, when will St. Vladimir Seminary Press and St. Tikhon's Monastery Press release their pocket Psalter? I'm dying from anticipation. The current version seems as big as the gospel book we use in procession during liturgy. Facts. I ain't reaching over that far. Facts. Yeah, like I said earlier, it's looking like they're aiming for the end of the year. And also the Aorist Press, to go along with their prayer book, they'll have their pocket Psalter sooner rather than later. I've been talking to Miss Daria Cortez, who's the editor and coordinator over there, along with Sergey, about it, and she said she got some proofs, and she says that I'm gonna love them, and if I'm gonna love them, that means you're gonna love them, and that means they're gonna sell a bunch of them, I hope. So that's good news. That's good news for everyone. So we should be seeing that within the next couple months, in theory. So hopefully by the end of the year we'll have a couple of Psalters, or new editions, pardon me. Coffee's not supposed to make me gassy. We should be seeing some new editions of Psalters that we've been waiting on. You know, pocket-sized ones and whatnot. Which I know for me, because the two prayer books that I use most often are the Aorist prayer book and the St. Tikhon's. mostly the aorist these days, just because I like the language. I like that revised liturgical English. That's what I came in on. So to have corresponding handheld psalters to go along with those would be fantastic, because yeah, the full-size psalter, it's... And here's something, I was talking to my priest about this when they finally published it, because we had a draft copy that I put on the show last year, sometime before they actually came out, and it was, you know, your usual like 7x9, sort of like the same dimensions as the one we have now, and it was just like a normal 11-point typeface. It's just like, all right, it's kind of hard on the eyes, whatever. And so when the actual version came out and I saw how thick it was, I was like, why didn't they increase the font size? Like, I appreciate all the extra articles and stuff in there, that's great. But if you're gonna make a chonker like that, you might as well make it readable from the chanter stand. I mean, if you're gonna publish a liturgical psalter that size, I mean, if you look at Holy Transfiguration Monasteries full-size psalter, if you look at Jordanville's full-size psalter, the typeface is large enough that it's up on the Kleros, everyone can see it, you're good. The Stainttons, not so much. Even with my glasses, I'm still like, Well, of course, it's glasses is another story altogether. So, yeah, so I feel you on that one. But yeah, so hopefully by the end of the year, we're going to have some psalters to go along with our prayer book translations. I still love the HTM. It's always going to be the GOAT to me, but I truly do enjoy the Stainttons translation, because it's very close, it's very comfortable to read, it's less archaic but still beautiful. I could talk about psalters all day, you know this. At any rate, so there you go. That's the AMA. Not many questions, not many answers, but a whole lot of bloviating. So, with that out of the way, yeah, that's it. I think we are going to do an episode on what I guess we would call extra liturgical prayer books. That would be prayer books that don't necessarily have set prayer rules in them, but are collections of prayers that I think, and we've done several reviews on a few of these this past year, so I think it'd be great to go back and recap on a few of those, and then go back to a few old perennial favorites. Plus, we've had several published this year that are just magnificent, last year and this year. So that's the thing. So we're gonna do that, and then now that Bojan has published his quick video on St. Basil Ostrog, I'd like to give you a rundown of this book, because in his video he says, in the thumbnail, what did it say? He's like a miracle spammer. And I'm gonna tell you right now, here's 99% of this book are just accounts of his miracles. Just to give you an idea. So we're going to go through this one soon, and hopefully it will encourage the publishers to reprint it. So yeah, that's that. I will send you on your way. Have a lovely, lovely day as we are preparing for the Dormition fast. And on behalf of Patches, the one-eyed murder cat, who has fallen in love with a paper bag recently, and myself, thank you for stopping in, hanging out with us, and spending a little time. And don't forget to go to church, say your prayers, and remember God. God bless.